This week's episode of Just Gay Stuff podcast is a very special recording from our time at Loud Proud Logan. We had the absolute pleasure of opening for the art exhibition where some wonderful artists spoke to us about their art and capturing the person within. We hope that you enjoy.
I'm talking about, you're talking about, we're talking about Just Gay Stuff.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the live episode of Just Gay Stuff podcast. This is our first little half an hour slot here. We're starting a bit late.
We are starting a bit late. That's because we had a fabulous person come and buy some merch from us.
Yes, absolutely. But we're here at Loud Proud Logan and it's such a great atmosphere in here, outside, so many good things to be happening and doing. There's heaps of stalls, there's heaps of live music, there's heaps of events.
And we're up in the mezzanine, if you guys aren't aware where we are.
If you know the Kath and Kim reference, we're up in the mezzanine, everybody, in the mezzanine.
For those of you who don't know, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Jess. And today we're actually starting off with a fabulous guest. We've got Jade Ferguson here with us, and she's going to give us a little bit of a rundown of why she's here at Loud Proud Logan. So, Jade, can you first start off with how you identify?
Hi guys, my name's Jade. Yes, this is the first time I've ever been on a podcast. So
You're a bit nervous?
I'm very nervous.
That's okay. Take a deep breath in. We're not scary.
Thank you. I identify as a straight woman.
Wow, that's awesome that you're here today, because people have this misconception that Pride events are only for queer people, and that's not the truth at all. So what brings you here today?
What brings me to the event today? I am a Brisbane-based photographer, and I was kindly asked by the organisers of the event to take some portraits of some of the fantastic women in the community. So my photographs are here on display at the event today, and I am an ally of all queer people, and it's a treasure and a pleasure to be here.
We love that. Allies are just as important as queer people. Super part of the community. So would you like to describe your art to everybody today?
Yeah, absolutely. I think my photography, I'm traditionally a portrait photographer. My photography, I really wanted to elevate the voices and visibility of the women in my portraits today. So the thing that was really important to me was to not load the images with tropes or stereotypes, because I think that's been done 1,000 times. What I wanted to do was tell the real stories of these women, make sure that they were authentic, honest representations of these beautiful women in the community.
Wow, that's so special. As you mentioned there, you said the word trope, which we come up against so much in the community. And for you as an ally to recognise that, I think that's so important. And I think that means that our voices are kind of being heard. So that is such a great thing. So when did you start photography?
I've been shooting for about 8 years now, but it's been my full-time career for the last 5.
Wow, that's amazing.
And what made you want to become a photographer?
Gosh, that's a long story.
That's all right. We've got a little bit of time. We've got a half an hour slot to fill. Come on.
I actually was meant to study photography after I left school 20-something years ago. I didn't do it. I took the wrong direction, actually studied psychology. And
wow.
It's taken me all of my life to really come back around to what matters to me. Creating beautiful visual things has always been something I've enjoyed. So photography was a no-brainer. And I just feel really passionate about it. I love it.
That's beautiful. I too try and dabble in a bit of photography, probably not as good as yours.
Can I just say, Jade's work is on display here and yours isn't, so...
I'm on display here.
Oh, well, that's true.
I was just going to say, actually, do you find that your interest in psychology has gone into your work with photography?
It's a question I've never been asked.
I know.
I think it's a really good one. It probably has. I think that's maybe driven my passion for portraiture and why I'm interested in getting to know people. And I think before, when you kind of ask what it means, to be an ally, I'm really interested in human beings and their stories. It doesn't matter the colour of their skin, their sexuality. I'm an ally to humanness and who the person is inside. So that's what I try and do with my work. And I think, you're probably right on the money there. My interest in human beings in the beginning in psychology has led me to photograph people.
Yeah.
How do you find is the best way to capture somebody with the camera? Do you have a process of let go of all your inhibitions and be raw with me? What's the best way as a photographer?
There isn't a way. It's different for every person. So many people are so uncomfortable in front of a lens. I think there is a moment in every shoot where someone lets their guard down. And I think for me, that's always the moment I'm looking for. It's never the perfect moment. It's never the precise posed, perfect picture. It's generally the moments in between. And at some point it happens. Even if it's right at the end, you get that. So I think what's also really important is how I communicate with the people that are sitting in front of my lens. I think I try and be, or am, a very down-to-earth person.
Yeah.
There's no pretenses here, so I just let people be who they are and hopefully find the best moments in those shoots with them.
I can totally get that. Lauren and I have done a couple of photo shoots, and it is so hard being on the other side of the lens, and you're, you know, when you're trying to look cool or you're trying to do a pose, and you really need that direction. So I find that I would be very stuck on that side. But as you said, I just wanted to touch on something that you said really quickly, that nothing is perfect and you're never going to get that perfect photo, but what is perfect? Like, no one is perfect. I feel like we have these absolute ideals of what perfection is, and ultimately, like, the rawest parts of us is the perfection, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think that's where our authenticity lies. When we drop our guards and we drop the mask that we all wear and carry around, I think that's it. Yeah. That's perfect. Perfectly imperfect, right?
As an ally, why do you believe Pride events like these are so important?
Oh, gosh, I think having the opportunity to find community, I think, for queer people is fantastic. I think celebration is fantastic. I think more allies should come to these events because they're so much fun.
It's just a big party, right?
Exactly.
Totally.
And they're the best kind of parties.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's really about community and being seen and being heard. Having that visibility is hugely important.
I think that's what we've spoken about a lot in our podcast as well, having the visibility, having those safe spaces. We recently went to a concert that was very, very safe for queer people to attend, and we hadn't experienced something like that before, so it was lovely. So it's great that, you know, Ali and Jimmy have put on this amazing event.
I think speaking about safe spaces as well for queer people, it is so freeing to walk through the gates and know that you are not going to be judged, and to have allies come along like yourself and provide that extra level of safety that you don't identify as queer, but you're here to help a queer person.
Absolutely.
And help them identify as queer openly and freeingly, because we talk about this all the time. It's only been in the last real 10 years that we've had such visibility in community, in media, in all of these aspects of life. And these events, I think, help us build community to be able to be ourselves on the streets and be visible. And so thank you for lending your allyship here today and
My
being
pleasure.
a part of Loud Proud Logan.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
No worries.
Thanks for popping my podcast cherry.
Grateful to have.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. Well, that was brilliant. If anybody is in the mezzanine right now, we're Just Gay Stuff Podcast and we're podcasting live for you all.
We sure are.
Come in and check out the brilliant art that is in here. Art from Stacey, art from Jade. You've just heard from Jade. She spoke openly about capturing human experience through a photograph. That is so amazing.
So important. I think she articulated that very well. It's just human experience.
Especially for someone who's never been on a podcast
I
before. She
know.
spoke so well. I'm so grateful. Now, Lauren,
Oh, God.
I
You said
thought-
it that way.
I thought we would have some fun up here.
Yeah.
Because I went fishing online before.
Ooh.
And my aim for this next segment
Right.
is to make you laugh.
Okay.
Okay?
Better put me game face on. It
So-
won't take me long.
I looked up some queer jokes.
Oh, yeah.
I looked up some queer jokes to see how many laughs I could get out of Lauren.
Oh, okay.
So let's see if any of these are worth a cackle.
Weather landing.
What does a gay reindeer pull on Christmas?
What?
A sleigh.
Oh, my God.
I think that was a great one.
That was pretty funny.
Okay, what did the
You went in the dad joke section.
This is 100% dad
The
jokes.
queer dad jokes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I live there.
Yeah,
I live
you
there.
live in the queer dad
Actually, I have a bit of a dirty joke.
Oh.
I think I've told you this one before.
There's children in here.
Oh, is there? No, okay.
Okay.
It's okay. What's the difference between a genealogist and a gynecologist? Does anybody know? One looks up the family tree and the other looks up the family bush. I think when we release this, I need to add fake laughter.
It took a second to get it.
We have another guest.
Oh, we do? Oh. All right, we're just welcoming Stacey to the podcast now. She is also another fabulous artist up here on the mezzanine.
How do you identify under the queer umbrella?
I'm an ally.
Oh,
Yes.
you're an ally as well. We love the allies. Allyship going on.
So what brings you to Loud and Proud Logan today?
I had the privilege of being the artist on the Women's Visibility exhibition project. So I got approached to create 5 wonderful portraits, and at first I was a bit apprehensive. I was wondering whether or not I'd be right for the job, but here I am today as an ally, so very happy.
That's awesome. So would you like to describe your art to everybody?
Yeah, well, normally I'm a portrait artist, so it made a lot of sense to do portraits, but I generally work in a lot of colour, and I guess I sort of look at myself as a bit of a translator. So people tell me their stories and their experiences, and I just simply try to translate that into a visual art form that everyone can enjoy.
And you said you work with colour, but is this like pastels, paint, oils?
Yeah, normally pastels. So I'm normally a pastel studio artist, or I'm sometimes a street chalk artist out on the pavement as well.
Oh,
So
that's so
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
I think the favourite thing that you just said was that you're a translate artist. So you're really hearing people's stories and getting I guess their authentic true selves.
Yeah.
And then having something they can see from what you've painted.
Yep.
And when did you start your adventures in being an artist?
Oh, I kind of feel like I've always been that way inclined ever since as a little girl, drawing the Little Mermaid in my sketchbooks. But it was probably 2020 actually, that the year of COVID sort of hit, and I was stuck at home like everybody else, and just decided, you know what, I'm actually just going to do this more seriously. So, yeah.
As an ally, why do you believe attending Pride events like this are so important?
Honestly, I think representation and visibility is extremely important. Growing up, I think everyone needs someone to look up to. So for me, I'm just happy to be here and support everybody, and yeah.
Yeah. I am obsessed with your earrings, by the way. I know that's got nothing to do with anything, but I am obsessed.
I love earrings, and I had to find something that would suit. And I'm a little bit goth, but I'm also a little bit, love my purple. And I'm like, I need rainbow. So I went out on a mission, and as soon as I saw these, for anyone listening at home, they're bats, purple bats with little rainbows, and I was obsessed.
That is amazing.
Yes.
I love your aesthetic too. You said a little bit goth, but you had to bring some colour.
Yes,
and I love it. I love it. And you've got like these, for anyone who's listening at home, and because we're not filming this today, Stacey is wearing these beautiful sparkly Doc Martens.
Yes.
They are silver and sparkly and glittery and amazing, and really bringing the outfit together.
Yes, thank you.
Just want some.
I do want some. I don't know if you got that from my hyperfixation. Thank you so much for coming on today. I know you were a bit nervous.
Yeah.
But see, it wasn't so scary.
No.
But thanks for talking about your art with us.
No worries. Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Good. I've got some more jokes to keep carrying us over.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
She's back in the dad joke pond.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Are you
God.
ready?
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
ready?
ready.
What did the trans men say after top surgery?
What?
I'm so glad to get that off my chest.
I like that.
Are these
one.
landing, everyone? Are these landing?
No.
This one is more of just like one of those dad jokes that don't have a question.
Oh, okay.
When I ask what LGBTQIA plus stands for, I never get a straight answer.
Oh my gosh. That was
We
terrible.
have audience members loving
That
this.
was
Can I say,
terrible.
for anyone at home being like, oh, you guys suck.
It's pity laughter.
It is. I love this one. What do you call a gay barbecue?
What?
An LGBTQ.
An LGBTQ. That one is a good one.
Feel
I'll
free
give her
to
that one.
take any of these with you. They're not mine. I found them on the internet.
Hello.
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 Hello. Hello. I love your dress.
We have the tiniest little guests up here right now.
Look, there's so much happening outside.
There is. There's heaps happening outside, heaps happening in here.
Okay, I have another one.
Okay.
A lesbian, a trans woman, a trans man, an NB, and a gay man all stand in a line. It was an LGBTQ.
Oh my God. No.
I'm getting laughs here. I'm getting laughs.
That was terrible, Jess.
It was
That
hilarious.
was so bad.
Now, if I was pansexual, which I'm not, so this one doesn't apply to me, but for any of our pan people that might be in the audience, this one says, I didn't come out of the closet, I came out of the cabinet like all the other pans.
I like that one.
That
was a good one.
That's the end of my dad joke segment.
The audience appreciated.
And I have to believe
one.
that I made you laugh quite a bit.
You did.
I did.
I don't know. This is hard though, because I don't know if it's like biased laughter, because for those of our audience who don't know, we're in a relationship.
So you just laughed because you love me?
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair. I thought my jokes landed pretty well.
No, most of them did.
Now, Lauren, why don't we tell everybody why Pride events are important for us?
Yeah. I think, especially for me speaking, I only really attended my first Pride event this year.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which is crazy being... Shit, I was going to say I was 26. That's a lie.
You are not 26.
I'm about to turn 31.
But in saying that, for people that don't know, you have openly said on the podcast that you came out a lot later in life.
A lot later in life.
Even though you feel like you identified as bisexual from 12 years old.
Yeah, I identified as bisexual from 12 years old. I came out as full-blown gay, lesbian, however, I don't know. I choose to identify how I identify on the day.
Yeah.
Queer person at 26.
Yeah.
So I think Pride events for me are so important to have, I guess, like we said, this safe space, the visibility, the awareness. I think it's so important that we've just had two incredible allies on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Because allies help the community so much.
Allies help us to move forward in spaces where we previously may not have felt we could move in.
Yeah, exactly.
And they create that safety for us because as queer people, walking through the gates of an event like this is so freeing. Because
it's refreshing.
You know that you can walk in here with all these people that are not going to judge you. They have all felt the same as you, maybe in a space of not feeling accepted in a section of their life.
Yeah.
And today, you know that you can walk in here, present however you want, identify however you like, and be accepted by every person that you pass through these gates. And that's acceptance, and that is why Pride events are so important.
We're all just a big, giant family at the end of the day.
It's true. And look, there is still some division under the queer umbrella, and I think we need to work more towards to erase that division as well.
Yeah.
But for days like today, where it is such a celebration of how far we've come, it's just awesome to look out this window because we're on the mezzanine. It's so nice to look outside this window and see so many people enjoying their day. And younger people too.
And it's a beautiful sunny day for
it
as well. The legends turned it up.
Yeah. And to see so many young people come here and feel safe.
I think especially in Logan, as Ali and Jimmy, who are the creators of this event.
Masterminds behind Loud Proud.
Where you probably have heard on our podcast if you listened this week.
Mm-hmm.
That have put this event together and created such a safe space in Logan that there wasn't ever one.
Yeah.
And as someone who used to live in Logan, I wish this had happened before.
When you were living here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that an event like this hasn't happened here before.
Yeah.
And it's 2024 and we're starting to make moves.
And look how many amazing queer people, allies, whoever
I know.
are around.
It's so good. Do you want to hear some more queer jokes, Lauren?
I do. I'm just relishing in the fact like how beautiful it was to have the artists up here and all their stories.
I know. Well, we're going to talk to one of the inspirations in a minute. Yeah.
But first,
they're currently busy. We're going to break the ice for anyone who hasn't been in here before with us. I've got some more queer jokes.
Oh, no.
Why do lesbians make good carpenters?
Why?
Because they know all about the tongue and groove.
Oh, my God. You got better reactions from that one to your first lot.
I know. So. Why do gender fluid people hate the cold?
Why?
Because they don't want to end up gender solid.
Ali liked that one.
What are a chocolate's pronouns?
What?
Her, she.
Everybody's eyes just rolled then.
I am the queen of the dad joke today. We have another fabulous guest, actually. Everybody, this is Topher.
Hello, Topher.
Hello.
Share your favourite joke with us.
How does a ninja NB kill their enemies?
I know this
How?
one.
They slash them.
I didn't know that one. That's funny.
So lame, I love it.
All right, so Topher, how do you identify?
They, them, Sort of leaning towards she, her, still working it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the journey never ends.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years of journey and self-acceptance. It's, yeah.
Excellent. So what brings you here today?
So I'm volunteering, and I just love people and love Pride events, and I'm so happy that Logan has a Pride event. I so had to be a part of it. From the second I saw it on the Facebook post about a year ago, it was just on. I knew I had to be a part of it.
You were like, yes.
Hell yeah.
That's amazing. And as Jess previously mentioned before she told her dad jokes, you were one of the participants for this incredible art show.
Oh, yeah.
So how did that come about?
Yeah, they put the call out about a year ago, and I was put in contact with the lovely Stacey, who was amazing throughout the whole process. I sent her a mood board and we discussed it, and she really got to know me and, you know, what made me tick and part of my journey. Yeah, I think she really captured that in her art.
How did it feel when you were gearing up to be a project?
Oh, it was amazing. I really wanted to show that part of myself off, because I remember when that photo was taken, I'd just come off an 18-hour day at a Pride event.
Wow.
Like helping sort of do everything, running around, overtired, getting my second win. Gender euphoria suddenly came from the depths of my soul, and it was so good. And yeah, at the rave, and had glow paint all over me.
Wow. How did you feel when it was unveiled to you?
That was amazing. It took me right back to that moment of euphoria, and got a little bit of an adrenaline pump every time I see it. It's like, takes me back to that, the DJ playing the drum and bass on the stage and the lights and it really took me back to that amazing moment in my transition where, like, it was almost like an acceptance as well, letting everything go from just tiredness. I couldn't hold all the stuff back, and yeah.
Yeah, wow. So what was on your mood board?
A lot of synthwave and
I totally get that by looking at your portrait.
Yeah, I love synthwave sunsets, and I was listening to this band, The Midnight, and they're all like saxophones and very faux 80s lights, and yeah, I love that vibe. And the game Outrun is very heavily inspired that genre.
I'm glad you explained that, because I didn't know what a synth wave was.
I wanted to ask you, you mentioned before we started recording that you are also an artist. So what's the art that you do?
I do multiple mediums. I do beading, like my bracelets.
Because we're not currently filming. Topher's bracelets are amazing, and I said that they should sell them.
Totally. I love them.
Maybe next Pride.
Yeah.
I do street art legally.
Just popping that in there legally.
Just in case any police are listening. And I also do fire art.
Fire art, wow.
Yeah.
What's that?
So like slow shutter speed fire painting.
That's cool.
Yeah, going into tunnels and shooting sparks everywhere and going ow, ow, ow the whole time. It's great.
I love it.
And just lastly, why is Pride so important for you?
Well, it's in the name. Being proud of who you are. I'm proud of where I came from on the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022. Amazing date to start transition. Being able to be full femme Topher, being who I am as a person, and not having to stick to outside of the gate.
Thank you so much for joining us, Topher.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
Well, this has been a really, really fun time. But no matter where you are in the world, I hope that you get to experience Pride the way that we get to experience it today and on other days, where we all get to come together in this giant celebration of how far we've come and visibility of people to freely be themselves.
Yeah, and I think that's super important. I think, like we've said throughout this episode, even the gratefulness to just be in safe spaces.
Yeah, and I want to extend a very, very big thank you to all of the allies that did come along today.
Yeah.
You are what is helping society become safe space. Yeah. Every time you see a queer person in trouble or feeling unsafe, if you can step in and give that extra safety and say, hey,
I'm a safe person.
And that's so important.
It is super important.
Well, that's been us today.
That has.
I think everyone's probably had enough of us blabbing on.
Probably.
We hope that you enjoyed what you heard from us this week. This has been a bit of a review of Loud and Proud Logan.
It has.
We've enjoyed being here thoroughly. Thank you everybody who has put their hand up to be on the podcast today. Thank you to everyone who has joined us in the room.
Thank you to all the organisers.
Yes, thank you to everybody who's come through the gate. All of our fellow queers and all of our allies.
Yeah.
So until next time,
you better remember to stay gay, mother.
Woo!
talking about.